up, guys? Paulie Malignaggi here for Paulie TV. I noticed some of you guys have really gotten curious over this viral video, Christian Baez knocking out Ruben Torres with allegedly, unallegedly, sort of a cheap shot. It was a fake touching of the gloves. Listen, morally, is it cool? No. Is it legal? Absolutely, it's legal. All is fair in love and war, especially in the fight game. You're told to protect yourself at all times, especially between those bells and during the round. You got to protect yourself at all times. I've seen situations where guys are complaining to referees and they got hit. I've seen this situation. I've seen situations, all kinds of situations where guys pay the price for not protecting themselves at all times. I think the most famous one of late has been probably the Mayweather and Victor Ortiz fight. And I saw some people out there in general, comparing what Baez did to Torres with the Mayweather-Victor Ortiz fight. I think you're absolutely wrong, first of all. While legitimately it's always legal, you can hit a guy when you're when he's reaching out to touch gloves, or when you're making like you're going to touch gloves. There's a major difference with what Mayweather did and what was done here with Baez and Torres. With Baez and Torres, you see Baez lifting his glove up when he's coming back from the neutral corner. Torres just took a count. Baez comes out and he's the one who offers the glove. He actually the one. So he's making the move dirty from the start. He's the one that offered the glove. With Mayweather and Victor Ortiz, the difference was Mayweather wasn't initiating any glove touching. It was Ortiz kept initiating glove touching, hugs, like he was gonna kiss him. Like it was too much. Mayweather wanted nothing to do with that, and he's perfectly allowed to not want anything to do with that. You're in the middle of a round. You're in the middle of a big fight, and so eventually he just took it upon himself to throw the shot while Ortiz is looking to touch gloves. He didn't want anything to do with it, but he said it. He said it from the start that he didn't want anything to do with it. The problem with what I have morally with what happened with Baez and Torres is Baez, the one who throws the left hook, is the one who initiates the glove touching. He's the one who comes out from the neutral corner after Torres just took the count, and he's the one. And Torres is complaining. He's kind of befuddled. He let the moment get to his head because he didn't think it was a knockdown. The referee called it a knockdown. That's another issue altogether. Whether it was or wasn't a knockdown, I couldn't really make that out in the moment. Whether you think it's a knockdown or not, listen, bro, you got to now protect yourself at all times. This happened to me when I fought Zeb Judah. I remember, I tripped over his leg. I got hit with a grazing left hand, and the ref calls it a knockdown. Listen, if the ref calls it a knockdown, it's a knockdown. You got to get yourself together. You got to get yourself focused. I remember what I did. I walked to the furthest neutral corner because I knew Zab was in the other neutral corner, and that way, when we restart, I have myself, I have a moment to kind of get myself together and get myself back in the fight, regardless. Even if it's not a knockdown, even if you're not hurt, you're still befuddled and you're still aggravated by the fact that you've been given a 10-8 count that you don't think should be a 10-8 reason. You've been given a 10-8 round against you even though you don't think it may be a 10-8 round, regardless of what the referee feels. Now it's a 10-8, and what you feel, regardless, it's now a 10-8 round. So you got to kind of get yourself together, and being hurt or not hurt has nothing to do with it. And that's what Torres didn't do. He didn't get himself together. He was kind of just still standing square. Baez comes and offers the hand. He offers a hand. So Torres was still in the moment. He's still in the frustrated moment of knowing he was docked an extra point for a knockdown that he believes isn't a knockdown. He just touches gloves and boom. No, Torres quickly does a touch. He does a touch shoot. You know what I mean? He just touches the glove, and just to make sure that Torres has his hand fully extended to touch his own glove, and then Baez comes around with a big left hook. And you guys saw the highlight. It's all over the internet. That's all she wrote. Here's the issue. Baez is the one that initiated the glove touch, bro. That makes the whole thing. That's what makes the whole thing to me whack. Listen, is it legal? Absolutely, it's legal. Dirty as hell, though, man. But listen, this is a fight. I was told many times. Besides protect yourself at all times, I was also told you cannot depend on anybody inside that ring, the referee, anybody else. You got to always depend on yourself and your instincts. I'll tell you what. Early in my career, I never wanted to touch gloves. I barely wanted to touch gloves, even at the beginning of the fight when you're supposed to at the center ring instructions. But even when in the middle of a fight, I used to kind of knock guys' gloves away or not touch them when they try to touch my gloves. At the second half of my career, I was a little softer. At times, I would if somebody would initiate a glove touch, I would touch their glove. But here's how I always protected myself, and this is for you young fighters as well. Put your weight on your back foot when you're reaching out to touch that glove. If you want to touch gloves with a guy who's offering his hand to touch gloves, put your weight on your back foot. That way, in case the guy tries to sucker you, your weight's already in your back foot. You can drop and shoot back off your front foot, explode back, because your weight is already on your back foot. So you can keep going back and away from the shot. You can also drop yourself very easily and get underneath anything crazy that comes your way. This way, you're always protected in case you do try to touch gloves. But honestly, I'm not really crazy about touching gloves in the middle of a round regardless. But like I said, what made this one extra dirty was the fact that Baez offered the glove touch. I have not seen this point brought out by anybody else. People are talking about how it's dirty, how it's like Mayweather and Ortiz. It's absolutely not like Mayweather and Ortiz, because Mayweather was not offering any glove touches. He was just I think initially he maybe have touched gloves, or maybe he didn't want to touch gloves at all. But it was always Ortiz offering the embrace and the glove touch after Ortiz had given the massive on purpose foul. I mean, he jumped into a headbutt. That's as on purpose as it's going to get. He was looking to get himself disqualified. Once he was not disqualified, because it was such a big fight, Joe Cortez was like, I can't end this fight like this. People paid too much money. Now this fight has to continue. Ortiz realized, man, now I'm stuck in a fight I don't want to be in. So now he's trying to be nice, and Mayweather didn't want to be nice, and Mayweather knocked him out. But regardless, that's not the same thing. It's not even close to what Baez did to Torres. Baez is the one who himself offered the glove touch just to trick Torres and already befuddled Torres. Then Torres just nonchalantly goes to touch the glove that Baez offered, and Baez throws a left hook and knocks him out. So is it legal? Absolutely. In a fight, listen, everything's legal, bro. I can't knock Baez for, taking advantage of the lack of concentration on Torres. This is a fight game, and it's a very violent fight game. There's no friends inside that ring, especially between those belts. And you got to protect yourself at all times. Personally, I think it was dirty as hell, man. I mean, it was ruthless, cold-blooded. But hey, man, I also can't tell you anything else about it, man. I mean, he's allowed to do it, and would I have done it? Nah. I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it. I guess there's some sort of ethics, but it's just an opinion, guys. Baez did what he's allowed to do. Doesn't matter. Is in the future, anybody who fights Baez now, they're gonna know. First and foremost, is this video went viral, and he's picking up a lot of publicity from this video, so it's going to be good for his career, because having gone viral, regardless, people are going to know who he is. But regardless of that, people are going to know that whenever they fight Baez in the future, any of his opponents, they're going to know that he's not the cleanest whistle. He's not clean as a whistle, so to speak, in there, and you're going to have to be careful with that. And if you ever get, I guarantee you nobody's ever going to fall for the glove touch again after that video went viral. But I feel bad for Torres. Got himself knocked out. He fell for it. Lack of concentration. You young fighters, protect yourself at all times. No matter what, don't fall for the glove touch. If you do touch gloves, like I said, put your weight on your back foot. That way, in case the guy tries to do anything dirty like Baez did, you're able to get away and dodge the punch, or drop yourself, or push back, put your weight back even further, and get out of the way of that punch. At least you're not totally getting suckered if you do decide that you want to touch gloves when somebody offers it to you. But those are my thoughts, essentially. In closing, it was not like Mayweather Ortiz for the reasons that I brought out. Guys, I'm Paulie Malignaggi. This is Paulie TV. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about that quote-unquote sucker punch, allegedly.